Radio Free Skaro.
We were just joking about what would a Doctor Who comic look like, and so she was saying, well, I would have to write it, and then I jumped in and said, well, only if I drew it. And so we just kind of back and forth, just giggling about the idea of like, oh, what would that be like? And before you know it, we were talking about doing The Forgotten for IDW. The Doctor and Martha find themselves in a museum that's full of stuff from the Doctor's past regenerations from his whole life, basically, and something is psychically attacking him to wipe out chunks of his memory. So he and Martha have to go through this museum and look at these objects and try and regain the memories that have been wiped out, and to find out who's actually attacking him. And it's a nice little twist at the end, I think. I used to watch the Tom Baker years with my aunt back when we were living in Ontario, and TV Ontario used to play those. And I didn't understand a lot of it because I was only about 8, but I still enjoyed it. I loved Leela, I loved K9, I loved the big long scarf, and then we moved just before Peter Davison showed up, so I never got to see any of those until years later, and then just got, when it was on PBS in Seattle and here, just started watching them again. It's like, this is a fun show. I really loved it. And then the new revamp came aboard, and that one just totally fell in love with that series. So I'm a big, huge fan now.
Favorite Doctor?
Oh, Tennant. I mean, I love Baker, but Tennant's really taken over from there, and I'm so sad that he's leaving. He embodies all the other Doctors so well. You can always look now and see all these different elements that he incorporates into. You can see a little bit of Hartnell, you can see a little bit of Troughton, you can see a lot of Baker, and the emotionality of Davison, and it's all there, and I think he just blends it together so well. Probably because he is such a fan that he knows how to reach that character really well.
How difficult was it to sort of evoke that within the art yourself?
It was a lot of watching episodes and a lot of listening to the audio dramas and just getting into that headspace. And I don't know, it didn't seem that difficult. It was just fun. So I think that's the key to a character like that, is you have to play it fun. It's not overly dramatic. It's not overly, intense or anything. It is at its heart a fun story for all ages. And once you get into that, it's easy. I wanted to have something that really popped. So I was thinking of the episode Mask of Mandragora.
Mandragora energy.
The script called for an above shot of him lying on the ground, so I was just like, well, that's kind of boring just to have it on a floor. So you try and think of ways to make a page dynamic and also to have it still relevant to the story. So I was thinking of the Seal of Rassilon and the kind of Celtic type looking knotwork that is in that motif, but then came across this tile work and thought, well, it fits with Mask of Mandragora, and went with that. So that's kind of the sort of process you do when you go through when you do a piece like that. It's huge. I love it. I mean, it's such a privilege to be able to work with these characters and to tell these kinds of stories, and just tickled pink. Love it.